everyone, Alexa Donne here, and today I am coming at you with a slightly unconventional writing hack in that this doesn't directly relate to your writing, except it kind of does, and that is me telling you, reassuring you, that nothing is original. I think something that really holds back a lot of writers from even starting, from finishing, from editing, from putting themselves out there is this fear that what you're doing isn't good enough, that it isn't interesting enough, that it isn't original enough, that every single time we put words to paper, that we're developing a story, that we have to reinvent the wheel and write something revolutionary and perfect and wonderful and beautiful. And I'm telling you that nothing is really original and that very rarely are you going to reinvent the wheel to take the pressure off. All good stories are rooted in old good stories. Nothing is original because there are only so many tropes that exist that one can write. And it's not a bad thing to lean heavily on kind of the popular tropes and stories of the past. The key is to take these familiar ideas, these things that people like, that they genuinely like to read and watch and consume for a reason. Nothing wrong with kind of going with what people like. The key is to twist them and reinvent them just a little bit, not the whole wheel. Maybe you're just like carving out a wheel spoke, mixed metaphor, kind of. It's applying your own stamp to things. It's taking something familiar and seeing what you can do to make it unexpected or fresh. That's the key to writing compelling and interesting fiction. I think that if you get too tripped up by the idea of trying to be original, you're going to be crippled by self-doubt and you're never going to move forward. Or you'll try so hard to be original and avant-garde and weird that you're throwing all sorts of spaghetti and other condiments at the wall, and it ends up this weird thing. Sometimes a thing can be too weird, too original. You gotta always have a balance of the things that we know work, the tropes that people love, and the fresh new element. So to that end, my advice is to embrace what has come before. Read a ton of popular older stories, really ingest and consume that media, and don't be afraid to be inspired by other things. Some of the most interesting books and ideas and movies and whatnot have come from remixing what has come before. Now, that said, there is such a thing as being a little bit too derivative, of writing something that's basically fan fiction of an existing thing, or that is so loyal to the original or admiring of the original that it feels like a copy. And I'll admit that it is a very fine line to walk, and I don't have a magic piece of advice or solution for how not to do that, except to always examine your work and think about your influences and how heavily you are relying on something that already exists. But the point of this video is just to reassure you and get you to take a deep breath and keep writing, or start writing. Don't let yourself be weighed down by the fear of being unoriginal. So that's it. That's my writing hack, which is just to not worry too much and inject yourself with a bit of confidence and move forward. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It lets me know you want to hear more of my writing hacks and tips. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I post new videos 2 to 3 times a week all about writing and craft, publishing, the industry, and so on. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, happy writing.